When you think of a dam in our area, you might picture this. Beaver Dam, the huge concrete wall holding Beaver Lake back. When it rains too much, the floodgates open and sometimes downstream, homes flood.
How high will they ever go in terms of how long as Beaver Dam is here and operating is hard to know. But it is designed to accommodate a serious flood event.
Take the historic rains from 2008. Heavy rainfall forced the Army Corps of Engineers to open the gates on the dam 9.5 feet, the largest water release in the dam's history. Because of it, homes downstream were drenched.
When you're 70 years old and you're getting ready to retire, you don't want to have to face something like this.
Beaver Dam is one of more than 100 high-hazard dams in our state, meaning if it failed, it would cause death or loss of more than $500,000 worth of property. High hazard doesn't have anything to do with the dam's current condition. It's based on how much damage could happen if it broke. It's inspected once a year and more thoroughly every 5 years.
It's exhaustive, it's thorough, it's going through every component of the dam, looking at all the aspects of it, basically crawling in all the holes.
This is the largest dam in northwest Arkansas and one of the largest in the state. The federal government is in charge of 25 dams in Arkansas. Our state government is in charge of more than 400, with only 2 full-time inspectors. You may not even notice these, but there are 114 high-hazard dams the state inspects. Lake Atalanta is one of them. Lake Fayetteville is another. They're supposed to be inspected every 2 years with an emergency action plan in case the dam fails.
It has a call tree of different folks that are notified immediately that starts the process of implementing that action plan.
Those action plans lay out a list of who to call in an emergency situation. Local sheriff's office and emergency managers would start calling residents who may be in harm's way. They also have what are called inundation maps, which predict what homes could be in danger in case of a flood or a dam breach. But we couldn't see those inundation maps or their emergency action plans from the Army Corps of Engineers. They say it would be a national security risk. A report card from the American Society of Civil Engineers gave Arkansas's dam safety program a D rating in 2014. The engineers who wrote the report say the grade was because the state only has 2 full-time safety inspectors and how much money the state dedicates to dam safety. Records show the state budget is slightly up this year, but still lower than the national average. State and federal regulators say there aren't any dams in imminent danger of failing, but both admit each can only hold back so much water.
We understand that this dam is holding back a lot of water. In the event of some sort of major failure of the dam, then the water would go somewhere and it'd go downstream.
Arkansas is co-funding another dam inspector position with the federal government that will bring the total number of full-time inspectors in the state to 3. Ben Wagner, 4029 News.